Shitty teachers. So let's say you have a kid and they're showing up for school. They're showing up, let's say for math class. This actually happened to us in high school. And no matter what they do, they cannot get an A in this class. They're failing. They're not understanding the information. So you have your kid do after school tutoring with the teacher, still failing. And guess what? You find out more information. All of the students are doing really poor in this class. Are you going to blame in that situation the kids for their failure, or are you going to start to question what's going on in the classroom with the teacher? So that's the subject of today's video. It's shitty teachers. Now, this isn't to shame or put down our educators because God love them. This is not what this is about. This is more of a life thing, right? A life hack here. So a lot of times, you know, we forget that everything in our subconscious was taught. Everything, like driving a car. Were you born? Did you come out of the womb knowing how to put it in drive and how to brake a car? Because I didn't. I needed to be taught. And I'm pretty sure you did too. So we weren't born with the knowledge that, you know, if you put your foot on the brake, it's going to stop the car. Or if you put it in drive, the car is going to drive forward. We weren't born with that information. Yet today, most of us can just get in the car and we never think about it. It's completely subconscious. Why? Because we accepted that we could drive because someone taught us. We accepted that if you put your foot on the brake or put the car in drive, it's going to drive because we had that experience and because we were taught. It's conditioning. It's literal brain conditioning, and our brain developed neural pathways that said this is how you drive a car. And now we don't have the mental exhaustion every time we get in a car of, oh, I got to figure this out. No, it's already subconscious. We've already attached ourselves to these neurological pathways that say this is how you drive a car. So it's become subconscious. It's easy, right? So this is something that we need to hack, okay? I want you guys to become little geniuses, little psychological, you know, just hackers, okay? And I want you to get into your subconscious and say, wait a second. Okay, if I had a shitty teacher that taught me that my brake was how I excel the car and the stick was how I stop the car, I probably would have gotten into an accident. So what does that mean? It means that if you have shitty information in your brain, you can change it. You can change it. And the law of attraction tells us that, metaphysics, mystics, sacred texts. It talks about renewing the mind. All of these things are pointing to the fact that before we have behavior, before we have action, we have thoughts. And a lot of our subconscious thoughts are shitty. And they lead us to getting into accidents the same way we would have if someone was a shitty teacher teaching us how to drive. So what do? Well, let's just say that you have limiting beliefs, because that's really what this is about today. This is really about our limiting beliefs of ourselves. Today, I just felt kind of weird. I didn't know why. And one of the things that I've been hearing, this is just such a good example. I've been hearing for the last few years, especially, like growing up, I was always told, you're so strong, you're so, like courageous. Like I always felt very strong and empowered. And in the last few years, I hear all the time, you're sensitive, you feel everything. Oh, you probably have more, you know, issues, more, you know, like you feel more, you're more fragile because you're so sensitive. And I realized today that at some point that sunk in. And me a few years ago, if I felt weird, I mean, I was resilient. So what do I do? What do I do when I notice that something has been subconsciously planted in my brain that is basically leading me to have these thoughts about myself that I don't truly agree with? I don't think that I'm a very sensitive person. Am I an intuitive person? Yes, I am an intuitive person, but sensitive? I don't want to be sensitive. I don't want to eat something and feel awful or just, you know, the moon is too close to us, so I need to like sleep all day. You know, that's not the type of person that I want to be. So I need to get rid of this thinking, this programming that I'm a sensitive person, and I want to replace it with I'm an intuitive person, but also I'm a resilient person. Okay, so how do I do that? Just like that. I say I'm a resilient person. And I've taught you all how to do little post-its and how to look at yourself in the eyes in the mirror and say out loud, you are resilient. And today I felt weird, but you know what? I still got a lot of things done. So isn't that resilience? Yes. How many hard things have I been through? This is us looking for proof, okay? Because in order to attach a new neurological pathway, we need evidence. We need to really carve it in there, okay? So how many times have I been through some tough shit and I still was resilient? A lot. A lot. And I'm sure I'm not alone there because I know all of you have a lot of resilience as well. So all of a sudden, I'm starting to feel a little resilient. Clean the whole apartment, feeling good, feeling like, you know what, whatever comes my way, I can handle it. And just like that, I am building a new neurological pathway. And the truth is, you don't even have to worry so much about the old one. If it keeps popping up and if it's causing you depression or anxiety, you might want to kind of dissect it a little bit, like question its thought processes, but at the same time, just focus on creating a new one and allowing that to be your truth, because you know, we change all the time. When they say people can't change, if they choose to, they can change, and we do change on a cellular level. We change all the time. So you just have to make a decision about what you want to change to be. Do you want to be your most empowered, authentic self, or do you want to allow other people to tell you who you are? Don't believe in the shitty teachers. Get a good teacher and allow that teacher to be yourself and people who you really believe in. And with that, I'm going to go.